Hello, Capricorn. Welcome back to New Hope Tarot, where we will be doing your reading for the second half of May. I've meditated upon the cards and I'm pre-shuffled. Let's get into your reading, my dear ones. During meditation, before I tell you what the imagery they showed me, I heard the words, "A heart's desire will be granted." And then they showed me a zoomed in image of a rose. So like where the petals are blooming. Oh, look, perfect example. Thank you, Spirit. Kind of like that, right? But really zoomed in there. No looking at the petals. It was just zoomed in all the way. And what I got from that, and it was a red rose, by the way. What I got from that is that you're going to be seeing something that you have been overlooking. I don't think you've been meaning to overlook, but it's just something that you have overlooked. Maybe some of you have meant to overlook it. I don't know. I don't know what just came out. Queen of Cups. But it feels like you're really going to hone in on something or inspect something a little bit more clearly, and see something for what it really is. Okay, so both the dark and the light aspect of whatever this thing is. Okay, and then after I saw that image, the song from Seal, they say no. The song from Seal came up. I heard "Kiss from a Rose," and I was playing it over and over in my head. And what I got from that is very similar to the rose that came out sideways. I'm reading it sideways. Basically, what I'm getting here, really, not those, but yes to these. Okay. Your cards are kind of all over the place. What I got from that was something that was in the dark is now coming to light. Something that was in the dark is now coming to light. That's what I got from the Kiss from a Rose. Okay. What is happening with your cards? It's almost like with your cards, it almost feels like you're so anxious to get something moving or get something going or to get some sort of result. And whatever comes out isn't right. And you have to go back to the drawing board. Okay. So I feel like that's very important to say. All right, let's take a look at your cards here. Okay, let's make sure that we have all the cards in line here. Okay. We have the Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, the Hangman sideways, Knight of Wands, King of Cups in reverse, or the female King of Cups in reverse, the Emperor, Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Magician at the bottom of the deck. I'm telling you, you're trying to create something, and you want movement. You want it, like you're trying to create it now, but it feels like there's so much work, so much more work that needs to be done. And it has to do with look at this. It has to do with you're trying to create it now, but it feels like there's still work that needs to be done. Do you see? Like all of this that's going up here, you're like, yes, I'm doing it. But really, it needs to start from the ground up, right? You can't just plop something out and think that it's going to be forever or it's going to last forever, right? And I feel like that was what I was getting with the cards just kind of plopping out. And it's like, nope, those are not it. You know, there's like this nervous energy about this that you're trying to make something happen. And I'm not trying to call you out. It feels like almost like desperation. Okay. I'm not trying to call you out. I think we've all been through that. whether this is in a work situation, trying to get a specific home, a specific person, whatever this is, right? But this is saying you need to go move away slowly from whatever this energy is, because you're not seeing things clearly. You're not seeing things clearly, and it's kind of bogging you back. It's kind of holding you back. This is the star, and this is supposed to be the star of hope. That's what an anchor is technically supposed to symbolize. But what I'm seeing is that there's no movement because you're anchored down. So this extreme hope of something trying to happen is really what's causing you to be at a standstill, right? Because you're do, but all that doing is really not getting you anywhere. That's what I'm getting here, okay? And it's like you have to go back to the drawing board, all right? It's like you have to go back to the drawing board, and it's almost like you're disappointed. You're like, I know I want this, but it feels like what you're wanting and how you're going about it aren't aligning. All right, let's get into your cards, because your cards are screaming here. All right, with this Queen of Cups mirroring this female King of Cups, I'm getting a couple of different messages here. This is you self-analyzing, or needing to self-analyze is really what I want to say. For others, there's someone mirroring you. And I'll tell you what that means in just a moment. Okay? For the first group, what I'm getting here is that you need to self-reflect. What you really are is underwater, right? You're underwater, and you aren't even recognizing that you're underwater. You're not recognizing your surroundings. You're trying to be at peace with something that isn't meant to be, something that you think that is supposed to be long term, right? Because a seahorse is they mate for life, right? This doesn't necessarily have to be a love situation. This could be, again, maybe you think that home is your forever home, or that job is that job that's meant to be for you, right? But what I'm getting here with these two things is that they're not really meshing. You want them to mesh. Therefore, you're a person, right? But you're trying to make yourself into a fish, right? She's got her tentacles up here like an octopus, right? So it's like you're trying to create something that really isn't meant to be together, okay? And what this is asking you to do is take a good look at what's in your hands. Take a good look at what's in your hands, because and it's very funny because here we have the tentacles up here as well, right? Take a good look and they're looking in the same direction. Take a good look at what you have in your hands, because once you put that down and you bend over and you put it down because it's not right for you, you see this ship. You pay attention to, you're like, oh, that's far better. I didn't realize. But right now you're so focused on the thing that you have that you're not seeing the possibility of the better thing that is available to you, but you have to put the one thing down. For others, there's a mirroring going on here, right? So what that means is maybe you're dealing with somebody who's mirroring you, okay? So perhaps you're this person, you're like, oh, this is my dream come true. And you're trying to acclimate to this situation, right? The best way possible to make sure that this fits. Again, it could be a person, it could be a job, it could be whatever. So for some, Spirit wanted me to give an example. So let's say you're a student, and as a student, you don't really want or you're, of the age to like go to school or whatever, and you really don't want to go to school, right? But everybody around you wants you to go to school. And you're like, oh, okay, well, if I'm going to go to school, then I should probably do this. But really, that's not really what you want. But you're trying to fit a certain mold, even though it doesn't really fit you, okay? And what this is saying is that as far as mirroring, you may be dealing with somebody that is personifying what their needs and wants are on to you. And you're wanting to satisfy that, okay? But really, if they put down all of that and they really see you for what you are, then they realize that, because I don't even, some I feel like they may be doing it subconsciously, like they just want better for you. For others, I feel like they have a hidden agenda. Okay. Like they're keeping you here, but really there's something better over here. So they're kind of keeping their motives hidden. Right. So it's an odd message, but that's what I'm getting from these two cards being mirror images of one another. If you really hold on to true faith, true hope, and really focus on the sun and really recognize what you really want, what you really desire, and you see things exactly for what they are. Remember, I said something is now coming to light. Here's the darkness. Something's coming to light. Once you allow something to come to light, you really see things for exactly what they are. And here with the Hangman, it's almost like you're at that, oh, I'm not waiting anymore, but I'm also not I'm also not moving forward. Right? So I'm kind of in a limbo at this moment. I'm not holding on too tightly, but I'm also not moving forward. It's almost like you are holding your breath to see what happens. It is what I'm getting here with this Hangman sideways. With this Knight of Wands, I'm getting with this particular Knight of Wands that you're trying to rush through something so that you don't see something. It's almost like when you run and you don't pay attention to the things that are around you because things become a blur. Right. And, there's all sorts of things to kind of distract you. That's what I'm getting here with this Knight of Wands. Oh, look at me. Look at me. But really what you need to do is pull back. Well, you don't need to do anything. You do whatever the hell it is you want, Capricorn. But I'm seeing that it's probably best to slow down, to really focus on the issue at hand. This could be with an outside situation. This can also be with like an internal situation. So you may also be going through some dark times, some like emotional distress, right? And you may be pushing yourself forward when really, and distracting yourself with shiny things or distracting others with shiny things so that they don't see they don't see your reality. Okay. Maybe you don't want to see your own reality, which is why you're in that motion going, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm getting here. And I just feel like this gloom is very prevalent in your emotions or even in your thoughts, even. But it feels like there's something far better down here, but you're all the way the hell up here. I mean, you need to get a better perspective of whatever this situation is. I have no idea what the situation is. If you're looking at these cards and you're feeling something else and something triggers you or you get an emotion, feel free to comment. Because I love hearing, number one, I want you to test out your own intuition when you're reading the cards. You shouldn't have to rely on me or any other tarot reader. Rely on yourself. we can only pick up certain energies, right? And these are general. So we pick up a lot of different energies, but in order for it to be incredibly more personalized, when the readings are happening, look at the imagery and write down your own story. Have a piece of paper and a pen and write down what you feel, what you see. Okay. And I even suggest doing that before we go into the reading, so you can test your own intuition. Okay. All right. Let's get into this Emperor. Remember I said something here about this Knight of Wands where you're like going, you don't want others to see, or you don't even want to see the reality of something. I feel like there is something that's really holding you back. Or I feel like for a lot of you, you're holding yourself back in some way, shape, or form. And I'm not trying to call you out, Capricorn, but I have to read the energy. This feels very ego-driven. And I'm not saying that you're an egomaniac or anything like that, but it feels like we all need ego. Let's start there. We all need ego. Ego gives us drive, right? But I feel like perhaps you already know that this job is no longer good for you, right? But you're saying, no, this job is just fine. I make this amount of money. Even though I'm unhappy with my job, I make X amount of money, right? That's ego talking. But you're so bogged down by it, but it feels like you're doing it to yourself, is what I'm getting here with this Emperor. That's a very interesting feeling, but that's what I'm getting here. And again, there needs to be some sort of reflection. What do you really want? And what you're holding, is it really what you truly desire? And does it truly make you happy? Right? There's something that you have to inspect here very seriously. Remember, I said that with the rose. There's something that needs to be inspected, really be zoomed in on, because something, and look at that. There's the roses right there. There's the roses, and there's the magnifying glass. Something needs to be observed. Something 100% needs to be observed. Something needs to be talked about as well. A real honest conversation needs to happen, either with yourself or with someone else. I don't know. It's gonna vary with all of you. Once you inspect whatever this is, that's when you start blooming. That's when you start really coming into your own. All right. That's when you really, 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 really start coming into your own, and you hold your heart's desire. Didn't I say something about a heart's desire will be granted or something? Pretty sure I did, but that's when you start watering yourself. The moment you start watering yourself, you get your heart's desire, whatever that is. I don't know what that means for you guys. Not a clue. So drop a comment. Let me know what that means for you. Very interesting. I'm going to get, I want to get a clarifier. What was that? The Hierophant. Yeah, I feel like you hold the key. There's something that you need to learn. And by learning something, it gives you the key. It gives you the key to unlock this new world. All right, can I have a card here for the Queen of Cups? The Hangman. There you are, waiting around, thinking, oh, yeah, things will change. Things will change, because here we have a caterpillar about to go into its chrysalis, right? Things will change. If I wait here long enough, I will be able to make a chrysalis, this beautiful, safe place, and then I will emerge, completely different, right? Again, trying to make yourself something that you're not. Trying to fit into something that doesn't really fit you. I have a card here for the Hangman, and then one, okay. 3 of Pentacles and 4 of Pentacles, both in reverse. I'm telling you, you're trying to see if something will disconnect for you. You don't want to do the disconnecting. You want it to happen to you. You're trying to see where it's going to go. And I don't feel like it's going to go anywhere, and you're just going to remain stuck unless you're the one who makes the move. Knight of Wands. I have a clarifier here for the Knight of Wands, please, if you don't mind, Spirit. Hold on. Something just came out. Yeah. I'm telling you. 3 of Cups in reverse. Remember I said, you're just trying to go through, right? Not paying attention. Oh, no, don't pay attention to me. Don't pay attention to me. Celebrate, but I'm really not happy. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, there's an unhappiness here, but you're showing otherwise. Yeah, I mean, do you see what I'm saying? This card is really supposed to be for this because I was wanting a card for the 6 of Swords, but all the same, remember I said that it feels like some sort of despair or desperation or depression of some sort of like darkness, right? Something holding you back. And I feel like this is you holding you back. And I said something about thoughts and emotions. And that's what I feel like what this is with this Page of Cups. Just, I don't feel like you're happy. Like I genuinely don't feel like you're happy in this, not like in general, but like in this, in a specific situation. Okay. The High Priestess in reverse. I'm telling you, you're not wanting to see things for what it is. You're intuitive, but you refuse to see it. There's something inside you that is telling you this isn't right, but you're choosing to ignore it. Yeah. You're not seeing the path is laid in front of you, and that you choose not to move forth. You're choosing not, you see the entanglement? Do you see the entanglement? You're choosing not to go towards the path that is lit up. And you're like, no, my hands are tied. This is fine. This is fine. Nothing to see here. This is fine. I have a card here for the, actually, I think I'm okay. Okay. They want a card for the Page of Pentacles. Whoa. Look at that. Magician. As long as you create it, okay, they want those cards. As long as you create it, you're able to free yourself from whatever this is and create the change that you desire. Things will turn into the balance. Yes, you may not have as much money. Remember I said something about finance or something here, but really what this is, you may not feel worthy. You may not feel, or maybe others don't feel like you're worthy, but it feels like that's okay. Once you make peace with this, it's almost like you're saying, you know what? I know I need to make a change. I know I need to create the change so that the truth comes out. No, I may not have a lot of money. No, I may not have a lot of confidence. No, I may not have the things that I personify. is really what I should be saying. The things that I'm personifying, right? But I don't feel good in this situation. And in order to feel good and really feel like this, instead of personifying the feeling of it, in order to really be like this, I need to set myself free. I need to make the changes, right? This is 5 and 5. 5 is about change and about transformation. So is the number 10. But this is really about major changes, cutting away from something that is really tying you back. Yes, there's going to be disappointments. Absolutely. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. But that's how you're going to see the light, and that's how you're going to come into this energy. Okay? Whoa. Okay. Holy smokes, Capricorn. Oh, there's your advice. That was fast. We have 6 of Wands at the bottom, which is fantastic as far as a victory card, as far as advice. Holy cow. 9 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles in reverse, King of Wands and King of Swords in reverse. And it's funny that we had both the King and Queen of Wands. And these did come out in reverse as well. But and it's funny because it feels like you have friends or parents or bosses or something that show that they are confident and they're this and they're that, and it feels like you're trying to personify that. And I'm not saying that you're not confident. I'm not saying any of that stuff, but I'm saying that in this situation, you aren't, but you're showcasing that you are, even though you really aren't. As far as advice is concerned, this is saying you need to break out of this cycle. This is asking you break out of the cycle. Whatever this thing is that you think is blooming really isn't blooming. It's going the opposite direction. It's going the opposite direction. You really need to find a clear path for you, a path that works for you, not a path made out by someone else, because there's a far better path for you. And I think you know this. I think you feel this. But you're choosing to distract yourself, pretending to have this fake victory, but you can have a true victory if you only focus on the truth. If you only focus on the truth, there it is, focus on the truth with the Page of Swords. Look at that. Look, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I love this.